forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane, more flames. Oh no, no more snowflakes. We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Everybody's wrong, that's the real problem. They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we running out of options. This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. We ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid. Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane, more flames. Oh no, no more snowflakes.
Amária Sweet with HeartMind Expressions. I'm a Fab Four. We've got McClure and AlexSpielman with me. Amária Sweet, of course. Now we're gonna have fun tonight. We had a guest that was supposed to be on, but unfortunately her internet's being kind of shaky. So we'll try for another time. But we've been looking at some fun stuff on laws, like local laws that are just kind of nuts around the world. Before we get into that, really quick, thank you so much to iEvolveTV, C4OC Radio Network, Rev Radio Las Vegas, and of course, Soma Fusion. Check out also savvy.com/Soma Fusion, Savvy Fitness line for women. It's really awesome. Check it out for all kinds of women, of course, of any shape and size and age and belief system. savvy.com/Soma Fusion. So, guys, some of these laws are hilarious. Some of them are kind of weird.
Yeah, some of them, it's like, what did they had to do in order to actually get there to make these laws exist? You know, I mean, you know, it's kind of like when you buy products and you look at the back of it and they have these directions, instructions. You're like, is this really necessary? Where did you get into the point in your business, your company, your career, or your life where this needs to be written down or spoken or said? You know,
right?
I think it really what it comes down to is that the fact that these things are on the books means that something had to happen.
Yeah,
I think that is the most amusing part about this. And you look at some things of that, and it just like it's like what, how, why, what happened? Like why?
Okay. Before we get started, I think we should get to the meat of it, though. Alex, do you know kind of some of the process of how a law ends up being a law?
Oh, well, it depends on where you are and how the legislation process is done. You know, each country and state has their own process, but in the United States, at least, if it's a federal law, what happens is that a bill is introduced to a committee. So, for example, some of the committees could be like, for example, the Armed Forces Committee, the Ways and Means Committee, the Intelligence Committee, the Judiciary Committee, et cetera, et cetera. And what happens is that the bill is brought up to the committee. They talk about it, and then they talk about it, and then they talk about it. And then they say, hey, so do we want to bring this to the full Congress? And then they vote. If a majority of people say yes, it goes up to the floor of Congress, depending on if this was a committee for the Senate or the House of Representatives. If it's a committee for the House, then it goes to the House. It goes for a vote. If the majority of people say yes, then it goes to the Senate. Then the Senate will talk about it, and then they vote on it. And if a majority of people agree that it should be a law, they vote yes. It goes to the president. And then if the president says, well, I think this needs to be a law, the president signs off on it. If not, then the president can veto it, which then goes down to the lower houses. and down to the houses of Congress. And what happens is, in the case of a veto, Congress now needs a 2/3 majority vote in order to overturn the veto. And if they get that 2/3 majority, that veto is overturned and it becomes law right then and there. In states, a very similar process like that happens, where they have their committees, they have their upper lower houses, though I believe, I forgot what state it is. I believe it's Nebraska. Don't quote me on it, because I believe one state in this country, in this fine union, is a uh, single. It's a cameral legislature, which means there's only one house of legislature, where most states is a upper house and a lower house. But still, nonetheless, committee, legislature, yes, vote, governor at that point, sign, law. Governor will say no, legislature has to overturn it. If they don't, it doesn't become a law. If it do, it becomes a law. And then local is kind of it's a little bit more complicated, because they also have to go through, like, for example, a planning board or a zoning board or whatever committee it's part of. Then it goes to their local legislature, which would be like town council, city council, or where they have committeemen or councilmen or aldermen or whatever term you want to use. And then it's approved by that. In that case, it becomes an ordinance. So that's at least how that works here in the States. Once again, it depends on where you are and how these things are done, because sometimes they'll make a law that makes it difficult or changes how a law could be made right then and there. So
So I mean, there's a lot of time and a lot of chances for people to even change their mind. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Like, for example, you'll have a record, and it'll say, and this is on every legislature that you can find their website. It will have a list of bills that they are supposedly going to be voting on within the next few days, few weeks, few months. And all you got to remember is which house it's in. So let's say it's in the New Jersey State Assembly, right? It would the first letter would be A. A stands for Assembly. And then let's say you want bill number 235. So then you would have to look for bill A 235. Or if it's the Senate, then it would be letter S 235.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a lot
awesome.
there.
That's awesome to know. So,
let's talk about some of these. Let's talk about some of these weird laws.
Yeah, just get into it.
Let's
get into it. What do you got? What do you got, Alex?
Well, I'm going to give the one that I found the most hilarious. I think we were laughing about this for a good 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a law that's in Texas. The law states, 1 second, let me pull that up. It is illegal in the state of New York to talk to someone in the hopes of finding employment. So it's Texas Penal Code section 38.12a, and it says makes it a felony to talk to someone in hopes of finding employment. First of all,
like, okay, how are you going to find a job?
So last time I checked, right? Last time I checked, usually what happens is either you go online to fill out an online application for something, or you have to go. Hey, you go to the store or restaurant, wherever you go, and you go to the front. And you say, "Can I talk to the manager, please?" And they're like, "Sure." The manager comes out. How can they go? How can I help you? And you're like, "Are you hiring?" Right then and there, you're asking, "Are you hiring?" That right there is the felony you have just committed. You can't go to someone that says, "Are you hiring today?" I'm like, does that mean we have to use, or you have to use like some type of cover, like, "Can I make money here?" It's like, what?
Can I just do a little hustle job?
Can I try to find a way that I'm not going to be taxed by Zelle or PayPal, because I probably want to pay I spend more than $400 on things. Oh, if people who may not be familiar with that, there's a new law, or at least a new rule within the IRS that says if you do any more than $400 worth of transactions with like Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, you have to do a 1099-K and report it because now it's taxable income.
Which is crazy because I've done that anyway, but I use those as different spots on
Well-
where I get paid. So I mean, you know.
Well, the funny part about that was that the rule used to be $20,000. They pulled it all the way down from 20,000 to 400.
Man,
That's
nuts.
that's over a 90% decrease.
Dang.
Anyways, we're not here to talk about
Okay, so
politics.
all right. How
Let's do
about
it.
your local area? One law that's really weird. I found one for Pocatello, Idaho. It's actually, we're called the Smile Capital of the World, or the U.S. Smile Capital, because in 1948, the mayor of the city of Pocatello, George Phillips, passed an ordinance making it illegal not to smile in Pocatello. So the Smile Ordinance was passed tongue in cheek as a result of an exceptionally severe winter, because it can get pretty nasty here. It had dampened the spirit of people and employees, and so they kind of did that thing. Well, the ordinance was unintentionally had unintentionally remained on the books. So it was discovered by staff and later by a local reporter who wrote an article appearing in 1987 in the Idaho State Journal. The American Bankers Association chose our outdated ordinance to use for their national advertising campaign, which was pretty smart, actually. So they emphasized the theme as outdated laws to convince the United States Congress and modernizing banking laws. And on December 10th, 1987, in response to an invitation from Pocatello's mayor, representatives from the American Bankers Association visited Pocatello and declared our community as the U.S. Smile Capital. So Pocatello received a great deal of national and international media attention for the Smile Ordinance. And in the spirit of fun, and the event was perpetuating by making Smile Days an annual event. So traditionally, our status as the U.S. Smile Capital is celebrated with a poster contest for elementary school children. Smile contest arrests of those who do not smile, and the community celebration or whatever at the end of the week. So it's kind of fun. You actually can have people arrested say this person's not smiling, and it's like a fun thing that you can like raises funds and different things. So the Smile Fest or the Smile Days. I remember it as Smile
So
Days.
I'm guessing the smile emoji gets used a lot that day.
Right. So I'm just like, I gotta practice my smiles. All right. So what about you guys? What's a crazy funny law that's in your local area?
Okay, New Jersey, I think is going to be kind of self-explanatory, and it's the only state in the country that has this, which is it's illegal to pump your own gas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
I
is
know a few
illegal.
states that do that, but
There's
wow.
several states to have
There is
that.
no way. No, our state is the only state in the country where it is illegal for us to pump our own gas whatsoever.
That's so weird.
Everything is full service here. Now, let me just say that is very awkward for me because I've had to go down to Maryland once and they don't have full service.
Well,
And so I'm
Okay, a
driving
lot.
in
my
Oregon,
car.
you don't pump your own gas either.
No, they actually
don't know.
changed that. They changed that law about 4 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Now they do.
Yeah.
We got to talk. We'll probably have to talk to Dr. Bloom about that because he's from
Yeah.
that neck of the woods. So
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
there's some places in Oregon and California that do that. I remember when I went to Mount Shasta last year. I'm trying to remember what states we were in where it did that, but there were some places where I was gonna get out and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pump it for you." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So
okay.
they're just like, "Give me your debit card."
But a weird one. Okay, so a weird I'm using law is in the state of New Jersey, it is illegal to murder somebody with bulletproof armor.
Makes sense.
Did you see the one that Dr. Katie Kamara put on there. She says in Vermont, it's illegal for women to wear fake teeth without their husband's approval.
Oh wow.
Oh man, that's a little bit
Well,
misogynist or what?
In Missouri, you need a permit to shave while driving.
What part of the body?
Okay, how about how about Norway? Let's try Norway. The city is Longyearbyen. Bien is Byen. I hope I'm pronouncing that wrong. If I'm not, please correct me. But the law states that it is illegal to die in town.
What the crap?
So
if you're dead, are they gonna arrest you?
so it's described that in the 1950s, it was discovered that bodies were not decomposing in the permafrost. Now, this city is in Svalbard, which is high up in the Arctic Circle. So there is no like dirt. Everything's permafrost. And so the town passed an ordinance outlawing the dying to protect residents from the smell of the decaying bodies.
Wow.
I just found an interesting one. This one's harsh, but wow, it's illegal to run out of gas on the German Autobahn. Says that because it's notorious for having dynamic speed limits that give drivers a chance to go more than 100 miles per hour. Car enthusiasts and speed demons love those trips. But if you run out of gas, you could get a big fine, or if you walk to a gas station, you'll also get fines. Germans believe that you have the power to keep your car properly gassed up. So if you run out of gas, it's your own damn fault. Walking along the highway is unsafe. Wow, so they're pretty harsh, but I guess it makes sense if you're going that fast. I don't know if I'd want to be on the side of the Autobahn anyway.
Well, in Kansas City, minors are not allowed to purchase cat pistols. However, they may buy shotguns freely.
The fake thing is a no-no, but hey, let's give a killer thing to a kiddo.
I know.
You're gonna shoot your eye out.
Let's do one from Canada, shall we?
Okay.
Let's go to Canada.
Okay, so there's a Canadian law in the books that says no pilot in command of an aircraft shall permit a person to enter or leave the aircraft during flight without a parachute.
Hey, I just need some air. I'll walk outside for a minute, like 30,000 feet up in the air. I just, I want to step out for a minute for a smoke or something. I mean,
well, so it's
I can see exiting, but how are you getting the entry?
Yeah, I know.
Well, so it's described in this particular thing that it says Transport Canada started this to curtail wing walking and other stunts.
Oh, wow.
So what wing walking is that you open the door for the aircraft and you hop onto the wing of the plane while it's in flight, or if it's not on flight. And so you have to exit, and then when you're off the wing, you have to go back into the plane eventually. Unless you want to sit on that plane, but I don't think you want to have
that's pretty cold up there.
Well, not just cold, you're going to get nasty wind whip from that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. How about in Kansas City, installation of bathtubs with 4 legs resembling animal paws is prohibited.
Interesting.
So yeah, I love those bathtubs.
I think the claw feet tubs are cool, yeah.
I don't know about the claw feet, but I mean, I've seen one that almost kind of look like cat paws type look.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have nails or anything on it. They just look like little cat paws, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen those kinds. They're raised up and they're nice. I love those.
Yeah, they're kind of cool.
I got one for Korea.
Nice.
Korea. It is illegal to teach the English language without a permit. It is illegal to teach the English language without a permit, and that permit says where you have to teach English.
Wow.
That's not a funny law. That's just like a, huh.
What part of Korea? All of it?
all of the Republic of
Wow.
Korea.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Wow.
Which
This
just
is
shows you that they
interesting.
have they want to maintain their cultural identity right there.
Wow. How about in Saka, women are forbidden from wearing hats that might frighten timid persons, such as children or animals. I guess we'll have to be careful who dress like Gandalf.
Hi. Speaking of animals, here's a bunch of one. Holy cow. I found one in North Carolina. If you claim that you're married with someone and check into a hotel with them, basically by their
Oh,
common law marriage, you're legally married. And so I'm like, what? But here's a bunch that Dr. Kamara put here. So in Utah, biting is banned in boxing. Pennsylvania, you're breaking the law if you pay a psychic. In
Oops.
Oklahoma, tripping a horse is outlawed. New York, slippers are banned after 10 p.m. In Nevada, it's illegal to sit on sidewalks. Wait, you mean to say I broke the law? Right? I would love it.
Yeah.
I've broken the law there too. I've sat on a few. In Florida, legal parking fees towards animals must be paid. And in Connecticut, a pickle must be able to bounce. Arizona, it's illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub.
I got one. I got another disturbing one for you.
Oh, wow. Okay, go for it.
All right, this one's a little NSFW for you little kids out there. So, just letting you guys know. This one's from California. It says a woman may have sex with her husband, and the first time this happens, her mother must be in the room to witness it.
Ah,
No, thank you.
Lord have mercy. I don't think so, yo.
No.
What the crap? Ew.
No.
I'd be like, I can't. No.
Nope.
No, no,
Nope.
no.
That is just.
How
What
about
kind
where
of
I'm from?
pedo word is that one?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh. How about where I'm from? University City. That's where I was raised. No person may have a yard sale in their front yard.
You know what? There's actually what is it in Neosho, Missouri? I used to live there. That's where I went to high school.
Yeah.
They have a similar law. They have like once a year, it's like a weekend or something where they do yard sales all over town. Otherwise, you cannot do one. And like, that is so weird. Like everywhere, like here in Idaho, I want to have our yard sale. I just throw my shit out and do it, or I take pictures and put it on the internet. But like, what? That's interesting that it's in more than one spot in Missouri.
Yeah. As far as I know, the area that I'm living in it's actually divided in different districts. But as far as I know, they just took. I mean, you're allowed to have yard sale whenever you want.
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't know that it was actually. I guess my parents have been breaking that law for years. They would have yard sales every year.
that's funny.
How about I got one from the UK.
Okay.
In the UK, it is illegal to ride a cow while drunk.
Well, we call that spiked milk, right?
Oh,
So,
shoot.
so the Licensing Act of 1872 stipulates that operating a cow, horse, or a steam engine while intoxicated carries either a prison sentence or a fine. It allegedly carries a penalty or fine up to 1,200 pounds, excluding the cost of looking after the cow, horse, etc. So when you're out cow tipping, make sure you don't hop on one.
Well, I know that the Amish community has similar rules to that. You know, you can't do the horse and buggy thing or ride your horse while intoxicated.
You can't fly a kite. It's illegal in Buenos Aires, Argentina. That is hilarious.
Oh, wow.
No water pistols on New Year's in Cambodia. Wow.
It's the
Illegal
illegal.
to be a
It is
journalist
illegal.
in Barcelona.
It's illegal in turn in Italy to dye your pet hair.
What? Oh my god.
It's,
Okay.
it's
Oh,
considered
I
animal
think we're
abuse.
gonna have to hide
Where?
my Pepto Bismol looking hamster then.
Oh my god. You
In
can't wear
Belgium,
the Muslim United Arab Empire Emirates.
Mm.
You get you fined, jailed, or deported. Well, fuck that
in,
shit.
in Belgium, street musicians can be fined for playing off key.
It's illegal to wear lacy underwear in Russia. Well, come on, guys.
Oh
Now,
wow! I
some of
thought
us
they
like
have
our
a lot of lazy
skivvies.
stuff.
Russia does not want you to wear anything lacy underneath the clothing. That's funny.
Wow.
How about this? Another Belgium one. The king of Belgium can still mobilize troops in the Congo.
Wow.
And that goes all the way back to the time of King Leopold.
Dang. A long time. You know,
Switzerland.
it's illegal to dance in the dark after midnight in Japan. What? It's illegal to reincarnate without permission in China. Thanks, Keith.
How
And
about
also,
Switzerland? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wow. How do you enforce that one?
You have spectral police.
Okay,
that's
fair enough.
hilarious. The men in black are gonna come nail you.
Yeah, definitely.
You cannot die without a pre-purchased burial plot in parts of France. What the fuck?
Oh wow.
What I mean,
How about
what are they gonna do? Just like throw your body over?
Okay.
Yeah.
Got one from Switzerland for you guys. In the Swiss Confederation, local authorities can impose fines on people hiking nude in the Alps in the conservative canton of Appenzell.
Well, damn it, that just totally screws up my plans for that trip.
Yeah, bummer. I mean, didn't we want to actually kind of take care of those tan lines, Amaria? The one where
I know, right?
yeah, kind of make it all even.
You know, I mean,
I guess it's not
salutation's
gonna
just
work
a button
now.
in the air. You
You'll
can
just
push
have
a
to
button in the
scratch
air,
that one off the list. Yeah.
right?
Well, I was
Oh my
actually
god.
hoping to tan another spot, but that's okay. We won't get into that.
How about there's one? I got an Australian one for you. Now, this one I can understand considering their history with this type of stuff. When it comes to arms and such like that, the possession of a knife is illegal and punishable by a $10,000 fine.
Dang.
So there was this joke that was going around a while ago, and it was, "Oh, you have gun control. When are you going to have knife control?" And what happened in places where they had massive gun control? Stabbings, because knives are the next best thing to a firearm, and so knife control. And actually that's the thing. Actually, I believe in the UK. I'm not sure if it's all the United Kingdom. I do believe it's affected London though, where they actually have a part of the Metro Police over there, and that particular part of the police deal with the blade of a knife and to see if it's safe for dining.
Wow.
So like you
Wow.
can't use this for stabbing someone. You can only use it for culinary reasons.
Oh my god.
So it's not a butter knife, but
See,
you can't use a steak knife.
I can feel Amaria. That's painting a lot of pictures in that poor lady's head there. I can hear those wheels turning. They're kind of rusty there, but I can hear them turning.
Hilarious.
But actually, in Missouri, though, it's actually illegal to frighten a baby. Well, I would think that if you have a moral center, you wouldn't go out of your way to scare one off anyway. So
Right.
wow.
I got one from Tibet, and this is very confusing. This is like, really? I wouldn't think that. Okay, first of all, when you think Tibet, what do you think?
Well, like monks meditating up in their little things up in the mountain. Their little monks.
Okay,
place.
now hear this law out. It is required that all women prostitute themselves prior to marriage to gain sexual experience.
Wow. That's
That is like the antithesis of what you think of when you think Tibet.
damn.
Wow.
Well,
I didn't know
speaking
that.
of, relations, it's interesting. Dr. Kumar put on here. It's illegal to disrupt a wedding in Australia in her home state, even if the preacher asks if anyone has an objection to the wedding. If you're in South Australia, keep it to yourself. If not, it can be fined up to $10,000 and even spend up to 2 years in jail if you interrupt a wedding.
Wow.
Dang. And then the
Wow.
air fouling legislation of 2011 made it illegal for people in Malawai to feel the air. In other words, don't fart or foul the air.
Oh my God.
Well, damn it, I fart all the time. I'll be in prison for that.
Yeah,
Uh,
can you just imagine the fine being racked up on you? You'd be seriously
Dude,
broke.
I was-
I know I'm the
here's
fart
I got
queen.
one
It's
from
just
New
like,
Zealand for you guys.
Okay.
what's up?
In New Zealand, so this law actually has been repealed at this point in time. But there was a law in New Zealand which said it was illegal for cattle to mate field fronting the public roads.
Hmm.
What? Okay.
Basically, they couldn't be mating in front of a major road.
Huh.
So if people were driving by, you see it, it's illegal. This was repealed back in the 1950s, though. So it's an old law, and luckily, finally someone took care of it, because how exactly do you enforce the birds and the bees and the grass and the trees when it comes to cattle?
Right.
How about this in St. Louis? I thought this was so interesting. In St. Louis, I didn't even know. It's illegal for an on-duty firefighter to rescue a woman wearing a nightgown. In order to be rescued, a woman must be fully dressed.
Okay.
So
That's nice.
remember to always
So,
have at least have something on.
right.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Well,
just
and
gonna
if you're
have to
in
sleep in your day clothes, I guess.
in
Okay, I got one for you.
Spain,
I want another Missouri one.
Yeah.
In order to braid hair, you have to have a required 1,000 hours of training for hair care.
I don't
Just
know.
wow.
I don't know. I would have to add up. Let's see. I'm do you think I probably qualify?
And you have to
I,
get this approved by the Missouri Board of Cosmetology and Barber Examiners.
Um,
I'm going to assume that means braid hair actually for a living or something, right? I'm gonna guess. You know,
okay.
to
How
actually
do you
make
get your
money off of it or whatever. But you know,
right?
How about we go to Alabama?
What's in Alabama?
Alabama, part of the Bible Belt, actually.
Right.
And then when you think of the Bible Belt, this actually makes sense. It's illegal to dress up as a priest in Halloween.
That's hilarious.
Idaho, I got one for Idaho for you.
There you go.
Idaho, bicycles are not allowed in the tennis courts.
Hmm.
The
Weird.
it's a
I usually
it's ru-
park mine on the outside, but
okay. Well, remember it says bicycle, not allowed in a tennis court. It didn't say anything about unicycle. So Amaria, practice your balancing.
there we
or
go.
or tricycles.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Did you know
Uh,
if you are in Spain on the beach, it's illegal to make a sandcastle and your kids are held equally responsible? Parents foot the bill. Fines can vary by location. On the island of Majorca, for example, you could pay about $100 or whatever their EU thing is. You could also pay up to 1,500 in Galicia. Holy cow, that is insane.
how about Illinois? Let's do Illinois.
Nice.
In Illinois, an animal can be sent to jail. A monkey once served 5 days in prison in a Chicago jail for shoplifting.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
Wow. Okay. I'm almost curious of what the item
In
was,
the
but
UK,
okay.
it's illegal to die inside the House of Parliament. And did you know it's illegal to kill Bigfoot? So Bigfoot hunters beware. In Skamania County, Washington, they passed a law in 1969 deeming the slaying of Bigfoot to be a felony and punishable by 5 years in prison. The law was later amended, designating Bigfoot as an endangered species. Interesting. Thanks.
How about Arkansas? And I had to
Oh
pronounce
boy,
that
there
right
you go.
because I have to pronounce that correctly because it's also a law. You can't pronounce it Arkansas.
Arkansas or
Yeah.
Arkansas
Okay, I just broke the law, but luckily I'm out of the jurisdiction.
or Arkansas. Arkansas.
Applesauce, Arkansas. Anyways,
Applesauce, Arkansas.
in Arkansas, according to the Arkansas Constitution, atheists are disqualified from holding offices or testifying as witnesses.
Wow. Pretty harsh.
Hawaii. A statute there forbids people in bathing suits from appearing uncovered on the streets of Waikiki.
Wow. How about this? In Colombia, clotheslines are banned. Clothes may be draped over a fence.
Weird.
Oh, I found the Pocatello one you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh, this is funny. She found another one. You can't hold a public office if you've been in a duel, according to the Tennessee Constitution. Sorry, my wrong thing. It's illegal to hold public office if a person has done any of the following: fight a duel, or knowingly be the bearer of a challenge to fight a duel, or send or accept a challenge for that purpose, or be in the aider or abettor in fighting a duel, or be the aider.
I guess.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
How about we go to North Carolina?
There he is.
North Carolina, in a town called Hornytown. Massage therapy is considered an adult entertainment, or also known as an erotic service, and is banned in all zoning districts.
Wow.
So
Weirdo.
if you run a massage parlor or a massage therapy center, you're not allowed in Hornytown because it's considered adult. I'm getting mixed messages with this one.
In Alabama, it's illegal to drive blindfolded.
Wow.
You have to keep your eyes
Did you
on
know?
the
Did you know?
road.
Did you know in Ireland, leprechauns are a protected species?
How about this? This one's for Katie. In Washington, D.C., women cannot be employed to dance with men.
Huh?
You know what? Another leprechaun one, it says you must give a leprechaun a share of your dinner in Ireland.
In D.C., another D.C. one, bridges must be clear of sheep between 6 and 10 in the morning.
So they actually put curfews on those animals. Okay.
And another DC one. DC has a lot of weird ones. Santa Claus may not be used to sell alcohol.
Ho ho ho.
Yeah, but he is definitely used to sell Coca-Cola.
It's not alcoholic, though.
I know. Yep.
Watch out in Kansas. Don't screech your tires. It's banned.
And in Ireland, government officials can stop your car to inspect it for eggs.
How about this? In the state of New Jersey, county jails are not allowed to spend more than 50 cents per day on prisoners.
Oh. In Kentucky, a woman cannot marry the same man more than 4 times.
Wow.
As if the second time wasn't enough for the third time.
Oh my God.
In New York, it's illegal to sell dog or cat hair.
In Louisiana,
I've seen them make sweaters for that.
How about this?
Send a surprise pizza.
How about this? In Liberty, New Jersey, if a horn accidentally sounds while making love in the car, the couple can now face a jail sentence.
Oh,
Ooh.
shoot.
Wow.
In Trenton, which is the state capital, pickles cannot be consumed on Sundays.
Oh, that's bitter. Wow.
Wow, in Maryland, sleeveless shirts are banned in public parks. Well,
Huh.
that's shitty.
Well,
Yeah,
in New
I like
York,
wearing
it's
spaghetti straps.
oh my gosh. Wow. Well, in
Oh,
New
dude,
York, it's
sometimes
illegal to wear slippers in public after 10.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
I think also I think in New York it's also legal to walk around topless too.
Wow.
oh, well, damn it.
Sorry to interrupt, Amária.
So you're good. In Massachusetts, it's illegal to tell fortunes without a certificate.
I got
Now,
I got
who
one better.
gets
Wow.
I got one better for you.
but
In Newark, New Jersey, it is illegal to sell ice cream after 6 p.m. unless the customer has a note from their doctor.
Wow.
Dude.
I gotta watch
I've-
out.
I've actually heard of this one, but I wonder what the history behind it is. In New York, it's illegal to release more than 25 helium balloons at a time. It's also illegal to throw a ball at someone's head for fun in New York.
In New Jersey, all motorists must honk before passing another car, bicycle, skater, or even skateboarder. Which I don't think I've ever seen. And I've driven in the state for a while now. I've never heard of that, and I've never seen that.
Wow.
Well, for all you wonderful people who have particular kinks, handcuffs cannot be sold to minors in New Jersey.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Let's see. In New Jersey, it's also forbidden for car dealerships to be open on Sundays. That's why I've never been able to get a car that day. I was
Oh,
wondering
wow.
why I thought they were all just closed just to be closed. Apparently, there's actually a law about that.
It's illegal to have sex with an idiot in Venezuela.
Ooh, I got one for New Jersey. Another really good one. In New Jersey, it is illegal and against the law to frown at a police officer.
Mm.
And what does everybody do when they get pulled over for a ticket?
With
probably
smile,
frown-
get the smile.
Smile away, please. How about this? Also, New Jersey, if you have been convicted of driving while intoxicated, your ability to apply for a customizable, personalized license plates is now suspended indefinitely.
Wow.
Also, it's illegal to slurp your soup.
Oh.
But I always slurp my soup.
Mm.
It's the best way to do it. You could. In Lebanon, men are legally allowed to have relations with animals, but those animals must be female.
Ugh.
You know when you come into a conversation at the wrong point?
Well, okay, how about
I don't
this?
know what
Hong
happened. I
Kong.
lost sound and
I was
that's
saying,
back.
and so the one was in Lebanon. It is legal for men to have relations with animals so long as the animal is female.
Wow.
But on the other hand, in Hong Kong, a betrayed wife is legally allowed to kill her adulterous husband, but may only do so with her bare hands.
Damn.
I have one for you. Idiots can't vote.
So for anybody who wants to reenact Homer Simpson, go right ahead. I love that husband.
I actually have one for you guys. Idiots can't vote. For over a century, New Mexico's laws stipulated that idiots were ineligible to vote. In 2016, the discriminatory language which referred to the mentally disabled people was finally repealed. For pregnant women can technically commit murder. In 2017, 2017, here, New Hampshire passed an anti-homicide law defining a 20-week fetus as a person, clarifying that the law did not apply to pregnant women who might need an abortion. However, legislators quickly amended the law after it became clear that its vague language could have permitted pregnant women to commit any murder without consequences. Also, believe it or not, in Mississippi, it's also a crime for more than one illegitimate child. Mississippi once passed a law stipulating that any person who has already had an illegitimate child and then becomes the parent of an illegitimate child within the state is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by fines, jail time, and or both.
Wow.
I wonder if that's the law, the adultery laws that's been active on the East Coast. I don't know, because there's quite a few adultery laws that are still very much active.
Yeah, you're shit out there. Part of why I don't like living down in the South. I mean, I was raised down there, but it's been 25 years. It's a lot of stuff. Like, I'm sorry to say it, people. If there's those that are listening that, if you're a religious zealot, I'm sorry. I kind of have a problem with it because that's, I guess, against people's free will. If you want to be bitching and moaning about somebody else's beliefs, you're pointing fingers yet again. There's that 3 coming back at yourself. And so I'm like,
well, that's
I live
the
with
thing.
my partner. I consider myself married to him.
And that's the thing is that a lot of that's why they have the 12-month wait period in many states, that you have to literally live separately from your spouse, or you can live with them as long as there's no sexual contact. That's why there's that 12-month gap before you can file for divorce. Now, I will say that registering as a married couple at a hotel in North Carolina makes it actually so. So let's say a man and a woman walk into a hotel room any hotel in North Carolina, request to share a room and claim that they are married. By common law, that in that state, that man and woman would legally be married. As the couple outwardly present themselves as husband and wife to the public, they are deemed a common law marriage that is honored and valid in the state of North Carolina. Yeah. So if you are in North Carolina, this is still very much active. If you are in North Carolina, should you find yourself in need of a hotel room for the night, you may want to fess up if you aren't a married couple.
It's all right. We consider ourselves married anyway, so... I just feel like the government doesn't need to be in the middle of my marriage so they can fuck off with that shit.
This is a 3-way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is also a 3-way right there. Anyways, changing the tone altogether, in Rio Claro, which is in Brazil, watermelon are illegal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm
Okay.
grouchy.
I can't present that as a gift then. Understood. How about this one? In Bolivia, it is illegal for women to have more than one glass of wine in a bar or a restaurant. Isn't that a total bummer?
Well, it's kind of sexist.
Well,
Come on,
it looks
girls,
like,
show your nuts then, I guess.
Katie, it looks like you're going to need permission from Mayor Bowser to do this, because apparently you can't, a boat used as a restaurant cannot dock without prior approval of the mayor.
Wow.
I wonder if that applies to ferries and boats that are out in the Potomac. That could be very well. I have no idea. But I know just recently they started to activate some laws. I don't know if it's in the, I know it's in the DMV area, but they normally bring out an article every year about the new, or at least every 6 months, of the new updated changes that they make in Maryland, Virginia, and DC. I know that I'm not 100% sure, but either in Maryland or Virginia, it is illegal to tie your dog up on the sidewalk. It's a new law that just passed.
I know in Idaho it's illegal to put your dog on a chain or a rope or anything for more than an hour. You have to make sure that they're able to be free. And so, yep. You gotta have
Okay, yes.
PR, people.
Here's an interesting one. Did you guys actually know that it's disrespectful? I mean, it's not your fairies, but you're supposed to try not to say thank you to a fairy. They find it disrespectful as it dilutes their act of kindness.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. That does, to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, how does thank you negate an act of kindness?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And it sounds like somebody was snorting something that they shouldn't have when they made that law.
Here's one for Boston. Boston, Massachusetts. No one may take a bath without a prescription.
Well, that stinks.
Also, in Boston, it's illegal for any citizen to own more than 3 dogs.
I've seen a lot of ordinances like that. Like, you have to ask for permission for more than 2 or something in a lot of places. I think you have to get a permit here and have all your neighbors sign saying, yeah, we're cool with it. Otherwise, yeah, you can't do that with different animals or too many.
What about here's one from Cambridge in the UK. It costs $50 extra for a permit for hurling, soccer, or Gaelic football games in a public park on Sunday. Dollars. Why is there dollars? Unless it's that's weird. It should be pounds.
Yeah, it should be.
I gotta look that one up.
Well, here's one for you.
Do you mind if I do another fairy one while he looks that one up?
No, go for it.
Okay, so these are very etiquettes in interactions. I don't know who wrote these, but they say, do not say thank you, which is the one I mentioned. Says, do not give them your real name. Do not accept food or drink from them. Do not mention a newborn. Do not lie. Always keep your promise. Do not accept a gift. And there's always strings attached. Do you know about any of these?
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
That's why.
Here's one.
I found out why. I was confused for a second. Apparently, when it was Cambridge, it was in the UK. It was Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
Well, here's one for you. A person in DC, a person may not take the sexual organ of another person or animal in his or her mouth.
And in Canada, it's perfectly legal to have oral sex with a pet.
Well, in DC, you are legally forbidden to marry your mother-in-law.
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck? That is weird.
Oh my goodness.
Why the hell would you want to marry your mother-in-law in the first place?
I mean, I love my mom-in-law, but yeah, that's just not something I'm into. I mean, you know.
Okay, here are the states that it's illegal to pick up a hitchhiker. Delaware, Idaho, Nevada, New Jersey, and Utah.
Oh, shit. I've picked up hitchhikers in Idaho and Utah.
Here's a weird thought, right? We were talking about how it's illegal to pick up hitchhikers. So, what is it considered if you're doing, say, Uber or Lyft?
All right.
Is that technically hitchhiking? Or
Yeah, but you ordered the ride. Doesn't it make a difference?
For it.
But here's the funny part about that. Most places don't consider it a taxi service. So it's not technically, it's a ride sharing. But so is hitchhiking. Hitchhiking is a form of ride sharing.
Okay, I can see that. That sounds fair.
It's funny because I hitchhiked when my car broke down when I was working at Snowbird for Oktoberfest, and so my first day there, I hitchhiked up the mountain. So I guess I broke the law both ways, right? I picked people up and I hitchhiked.
Do you know? so I know, Sue. You are planning to do a whole group get together and whatnot. Would you believe that if you come to DC, there are a few others that you might want to be aware of. While you're allowed to snap photographs in the District of Columbia, you cannot do so while standing longer than 5 minutes at any single location on the city's sidewalks or any public places.
Even if you're waiting for a bus or something?
Obviously. And similarly, while you can exercise your right to freedom of speech during lecturing or preaching to a public audience, you may not do so for more than 30 days in a row at any single location. Also, under DC law, you are not permitted to post a public notice that names someone a coward for refusing to accept a challenge to a duel. What is this about duels? Also, small boys are forbidden to throw stones in Washington, D.C. for any reason. Also,
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Didn't somebody throw a stone at the Capitol on January 6th?
I have no idea.
Yes, it hit the window and it cracked it.
So I'm just pointing out. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm just pointing out. I thought I saw something like that.
Also, if you're thinking about staging a boxing contest between opposite sexes, think again. It's against the law in the nation's capital. And also, according to U.S. government, it is against the law to disseminate a false weather report.
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
Oh my gosh!
But the fake news and the fake news is okay. I mean,
shouldn't all of them be arrested by now then?
I think I should have been arrested about 20,000 times by now talking about the weather over the last 48 hours.
I got one from Marlboro,
Oh my gosh!
Got a good one from Massachusetts. In the city of Marlboro, Massachusetts, one may not detonate a nuclear device in the city.
just like California is prohibited for nuclear weapons.
Also in Marlboro, a silly string is considered an illegal item. And
just not
it's also
very
illegal to
funny.
have more than 2 dogs.
Oh my
There are
gosh!
grouchy people there. They need to have a smile ordinance.
I see you over there, Pocatello.
I am so confused right now. I'm reading this and I'm like, what the hell? DC has the most stupidest, craziest law right here. It says it's possible to get a parking ticket for parking in your own driveway.
What?
How about this? In Lincoln-
WTF? What the
Right. That doesn't make any sense. What the heck?
So
In
who's your-
Lincoln, Massachusetts, all families must be given a hog from the town mayor.
Huh?
What the fuck? I'm so confused right now.
In Boston, it's illegal to shoot a bow and arrow in the street.
I could see that. I mean,
Yeah.
weapons.
It's also illegal to keep miniatures. Oh, sorry. It's illegal to keep manure in a building unless the building is being used as a stable.
Huh. Wow. Shitty laws, eh?
It's also illegal in Boston to post an advertisement on a public urinal.
Oh.
Let me just say,
Okay.
most urinals, if you're in a public toilet and it's in a restaurant or some other public area, there is a good chance there's either a newspaper or some type of paper, wash your hands type of sign or something like that. So if there's an advertisement there, that's like, I don't know how you're going to do that.
There's a lot of places that actually have advertisement. I mean, especially I've been to Vegas and stuff, and they'll have ads and stuff on the door of your bathroom. So
Here's one more from Boston. It's against the law.
Oh, you're
Hang
so
a vending machine out of utility. How exactly are you balancing that thing?
Oh my
It's
gosh!
also illegal in Boston to cut firewood in the street.
No ninja chop, no karate hand choppings and all that, right?
Right, shopping.
How about only the government can sell beer higher than 3.5% of alcohol in Sweden?
Well, I can tell you right now, in Virginia, it's illegal to tickle women.
Mm.
What was that?
In Virginia, it's illegal to tickle women.
Oh.
In Michigan, any person over the age of 12 may have a license for a handgun as long as he or she has not been convicted of a felony.
Oh my. How about in France? If you're driving, you need your own breathalyzer.
Huh. Well, in
They
Virginia,
actually do that here, like in Utah. If you get a DUI, I've had a couple of friends that had a breathalyzer thing that is attached. That like they can't even start their car without it. They have to do the breathalyzer,
Actually,
and it does something. Yeah.
I actually have a really fun, interesting thing that you mentioned that. One of the things that were, you remember the Build Back Better bill that was passing through Congress a while ago?
Yeah.
There was language in there that stated that all cars after the year 2025 have to have a breathalyzer installed within the vehicle,
yeah, I've heard that before.
regardless of DWI status.
Wow.
Well, here's one.
That's very controlling.
Well, here's one for you. It's illegal to sell lettuce and peanut butter brittle on Sundays in Virginia. It's also illegal for bathtubs to be inside a home. Instead, they must be in the front yard of the home.
Okay, I can do that. No, I'm kidding.
It's illegal for citizens in Virginia not to honk their horn while passing their other cars. It's also illegal if you're intoxicated but not driving your car. Both the driver and you must be charged with a DUI in Virginia Beach. It's also illegal to flip a coin to determine who pays for coffee in Richmond, and it's also illegal to fornicate. If you're married, it's also illegal to have sex with the lights on.
Oh, fuck that.
Wow.
I don't want to see what I'm doing.
How about this?
I like details. My goodness.
Right?
Here's a Detroit law. There is a law on the books in Detroit where you have to define what new means. N-E-W. What does that mean? The way it's described is that articles of bedding sold as new to be made of new material and labeled. No person shall sell as new any article of bedding or filling material unless it's made of all new material and a label meeting all specifications of edition 2 of this article is secured attached to the outer side covering.
God.
Also in Detroit, it's all mini golf must be closed by 1 a.m.
Well, in Virginia, no matter how frustrated you may be, it's illegal to spit on a seagull. What the hell?
That's a pretty good aim to do that.
In Detroit, couples are banned from making love in an automobile unless the act takes place while the vehicle is parked in the couple's own property.
Wow.
That's also in Detroit. It's illegal for a man to scowl at his wife on Sunday.
Wow.
Okay, that was broken quite a few times.
Grand Haven, Massachusetts. Grand Haven, Michigan. No person shall throw an abandoned hoop skirt into the street or on any sidewalk under the penalty of $5 each offense.
Oh yeah, do you want to go play hoop toss?
Well, in Maryland, a woman can't go through her sleeping husband's pockets.
Wow.
Did you know that? I didn't. It's illegal in Maryland. It's also illegal to scrub sinks in Baltimore.
Oh, in California too, it's illegal to serenade a girlfriend.
Well, in Maryland, you can't use profanity while driving.
Okay. Well, in Rochester, all bathing suits must be inspected by the head of police.
In Maryland, it's illegal to take a lion to the movies.
Apparently, there's a town called Sue.
Well, dang it. What if I wanted to take a lion to the movies? That's no fun.
Wait, what about the MGM people?
I have no idea. Was the circus in town back 100 years ago? I have no idea.
Well, I was just talking about the MGM studios. They had the lion out at the movie theater.
Really?
Right, and Jim Grand.
Okay, that was just the logo, I know, but still, I'm just saying.
Sue, I got one for you.
Okay.
Sue, and it's spelled S-O-O. The city of Sioux, Michigan. It's illegal to smoke while in bed.
Who's gonna come enforce that one?
Okay, but what does smoke in bed mean? There's two meanings of it. Which one are they having a problem with?
I have no idea.
Oh, what
Well,
the
Detroit,
heck?
but also in Detroit, alligators cannot be tied to a fire hydrant.
Shoot.
In Minnesota, in the land of 10,000 lakes, declared mosquitoes a public nuisance.
Oh, yeah, weigh into that.
Wait. Guys. Who here likes sex?
Oh, duh.
Do you know, I am reading the entire criminal law section 3-322 in Maryland criminal law, right? And literally, I am not joking. Oral sex is illegal in Maryland, giving and receiving. I'm reading the code, and it literally is exactly that.
Wow.
And that includes
That's so fucked.
that says a person may not take the sexual organ of another or of another animal in a person's mouth, place the person's sexual organ in the other mouth of another or of an animal, commit an unnatural or perverted sexual practice with another or another animal. A person who violates this section is guilty of a misdemeanor and on conviction is subject to imprisonment not exceeding 10 years or a fine not exceeding 1,000 or both.
Now, some of us like fellatio. I mean, come on, a good blowjob now and again.
Apparently, oral sex is completely eradicated in Maryland. It's illegal. And they're not, and literally, I am reading
I'm not going to Maryland with my man.
Maryland, you cannot perform oral sex of any nature, whether it be in the bedroom or street.
In the street?
I can understand the street.
They have banned.
Oh my God.
By law.
I'm like, what happens in my bedroom stays in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least now you can cross that off. You're not moving there, right, Amária?
Hell no.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to worry about animals. That's
Oh, yeah, that's totally gross. No.
That's so crazy.
Well, Alex.
This has been fun.
Alex.
Yes.
Please don't go to Maryland and buy a drink for a female bartender because that's illegal too.
Well, also in Alexandria, it is illegal for a man to have the smell of garlic or sardines in their breath when they're making love to their wife. In fact, the law further stipulates that the wife can legally order the husband to clean their breath before they make love.
Wow.
Wow, that's
if he's not, he is committing a felony.
Dang. Don't have raunchy stank breath, yo.
I'm still stuck on I can't believe I am reading the section 3-332 of the Maryland law book, and is literally outlawing oral sex. I should have been imprisoned about 15,000 times in Maryland.
That's a lot of arrest.
And they thought I was prudish.
I mean, that's an exaggeration, but yeah.
Don't tell me that someone does not have something in their night drawer. Please, do not tell me they don't have that there. Well, I couldn't have done this, that, and the other thing. So, Old Faithful, we need your help.
Do you?
Oh my God!
Oh, good grief.
That's awesome. Oh my God!
They said fellatio. They never said a machine.
Dang. Well, you know, them pocket pussies, you gotta get.
Hey,
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking
Now,
about something else.
now, are you discounting lollipops here?
Popsicles. Popsicles.
I mean, the fact that chop backs are very
Popsicles, yeah. You know, they're considered frozen stuff. You know. Okay.
Anyway, one last one for you guys. I have one last one for you.
Awesome. Okay.
One last one. In Oxford, it is in Oxford. I think I'm not sure which Oxford. This is in the United States. So, it's illegal to drive around the town square more than 100 times in a single session.
Oh,
So you literally have to drive. You're just driving around a circle for 100 times.
oh shoot.
That's
Funny.
something else. Anywho,
Well, thanks guys for coming on. It's too bad we weren't able to get our guest, but you know, hopefully we'll get her internet back up and we'll be able to get her on a show soon again. So,
This is actually gives us it's fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like-
This kind of actually shows you that, you know, when life gives you any kind of lemons whatsoever, you can do two things. You can make lemonade or you can shove it in your bra. So, you know, I mean, just take life fun, you know, just have fun. You know?
Oh shoot.
So did you just
I love you guys.
did you just say bra or bud?
Shove them in your bra. When life gives you lemon, you can shove it in your bra or you can make lemonade.
Some big nipples.
Sour nipples. I know. Sour nipples.
Sour nipples.
if you have enough,
For that, but
if you have enough substance out there, you can probably squeeze lemons and make lemonade that way. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you can use more than just your hands or your feet. There are.
Right.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble with that one.
We started this. See, it all went downhill.
don't make me turn this into a law, Alex.
Which, once again, someone's probably going to talk about this 50 years in the future or so and say, why?
When they're talking about lemon squeezing on a Zoom.
Why did this happen? Like, what compelled someone to do this? There had been a good reason.
I turn around and say, you are listening to Soma Fusion, and we archive all of our shows. State shows for 50 years.
Yeah, see?
You know. We gotta have fun. I mean, you know, what is it? People like Buddha said, don't take life too seriously. And I agree. You gotta have some fun. You gotta smile. You gotta snort a little bit, fart and burp, and, you know, be a little silly. Have fun. Make fun of crazy, stupid laws. And I'm gonna go to Maryland and do something.
You got a whole list. You got a whole list of things. I can see it. Yeah.
Hey, y'all are coming down here, and
I go to each state to break.
She's gonna have like a
so crazy.
She's gonna bring this classic notepad. She says, "Okay, I have to do this."
see, this
It's my
is
little black
sir.
book.
I get on my knees. Can I? So. And of course, no one's gonna say no to that one. But of course, the police over there, like, excuse me, you know it's illegal here, right?
See, this is and this is
I'm
why.
from out of town. I didn't know that.
See now.
Ignorance is no excuse.
See now, the three of you have to come down to Maryland, come see me in DC, so just so that we could put one foot over the Maryland border, so we could just contest that oral sex law.
Let's all meet up in Baltimore or something. I don't know. I was in.
Technically, you could actually do that if you actually had your feet in Maryland, but had the rest of your body kind of like leaning forward, so that the rest of your body is on the other side of the line, and you can, have that fun over the line. You're technically not breaking the law.
Over the
Does that mean you're
threshold.
crossing the line?
If you're like what? You're in Maryland and then also Delaware.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. The tri-state fun zone, I guess.
Oh, what is the Four Corners then?
Oh shoot!
Oh my gosh.
You see someone from Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona.
Yep, at the same time.
Southwest.
Yeah. So you know what I would do? I I would just put down a twister board. Can think
Oh,
about
there you go. Oh God, that's
right
awesome.
there, the smack in the middle, on all four, right there. I put lay down a twister board.
There's an idea.
Hey, excuse me, man. What are you doing? I was playing Truth or Dare.
Oh shoot. Oh, you guys, this is too funny. You guys. Love you guys. This is awesome. Hopefully, like I said, we can get our guest. And maybe next time we'll find some more crazy stuff to go.
Yeah.
This is fun. Let's do this again.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
love you guys. Have an amazing time. And hey, we've got Valentine's coming up pretty soon. Show up.
Yeah.
Here's my key part.
Yeah.
I'm on
All right,
Team
guys.
Anti-Valentine's Day, so join my club.
I love you, Alex.
We love you very,
We all
very
love you,
much.
Alex.
We're going to be talking about the snakes and how they escaped Ireland on St. Patrick's Day.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So come up
Anyways.
with something interesting, right? All right.
All right.
Talk to you guys. We'll see you again on HeartMind Expressions and the Fab for you.
Bye.
Night-night.